Welcome back to another video on the K10 where, as you can see, as I have tape on my door, I'm about to try and mount a fender. Let's get right to it. So now I have a fender mounted. It's only mounted in a couple bolts here just hanging off the cab, but that's all I really need for now. And just like that, I have a new inner fender in there. Just like every other thing out there, the aftermarket parts never fit as good as OEM, and this is honestly the same case. The front half of this is not too bad. The top is not too bad. When you get to the back, it's when you get these holes that don't line up. This one barely lines up, that one's not even close. So there's gonna be some modifying that has to happen in order to make this work, but I will be able to make it work. And it's a lot thinner than factory too, so you always gotta keep that in mind with non-factory parts, but I don't know, it's in there. It'll do what it needs to do. So next thing is gonna be trying to figure out where I can mount this fuse box. Because I gotta remember that I have a hood hinge over there as well as a hood support. And the washer tank bottle's supposed to be around here, but I don't think I'm gonna run it there because I think that's probably where the fuse box will end up. Washer tank's probably gonna end up being on the other side. So I'm just gonna try some things and see where it gets. I decided to mount the fuse box back there just because the way the hood hinge or hood support folds, it folds down this way, so you can't put anything in this general area, and then you have this section here, which it wouldn't even fit in because I have a battery tray that goes here. So you have a section like 8 inches long, and that would have been a real tight fit for that. So I actually put it up there, made a bracket back here, a little tough to see, but it goes off of the emergency brake pedal holes, comes up and then bolts to the fuse block, and then I just made kind of a C bracket down here, bolts to the inner fender, comes up, bolts to the fuse block, and it's in there pretty good. And it's fairly hidden as well. It's small enough that you don't even really notice. And all my wiring is down in here. So since it's attached to the cab, I can actually pull the fender and the inner fender back out and have this just hanging off the cab and then do all my wiring from underneath, which is gonna be super nice and simple. It is now many hours later, and as you can see, I have 2 fenders on the truck now. After seeing how poorly that inner fender fit, I figured I should probably see how poorly that inner fender fits. So I install it, and same thing, hardly any holes line up. So I went underneath, hogged out some holes. So there's one over there. 60–70% of the holes on the inner fender had to be hogged out. But once they're hogged out, they fit real nice. These are nowhere near the same thickness as OEM, and they don't fit as good as OEM. So you gotta keep that in mind when you're looking for aftermarket parts. Thankfully, I did manage to make them fit. They are gonna work. Just wanted to make sure that I could actually make them fit before I get them painted, so I'm not scratching everything trying to force them in there when everything is painted. Fuse box mounted, inner fenders test fit. Inner fenders can come out now. I think I'm gonna take the fenders off as well, and then I'm gonna get back into the wiring of the fuse box.
I've been doing a little bit of wiring, just kind of trying to grind it all out here. I have a lot of, or most of this actually wired in, as well as all the outputs from the PCM. Those are also all wired in. I still have to wire up the cruise control, but I did manage to get quite a bit of it done so far. So now this morning, I've been just grabbing a few pieces and painting them. Hopefully I can throw them on a little later today. I got my shift linkage. I have that bracket for the fuse box, as well as that's a wiring thing. And then that's that junction block and a couple pieces of hardware here. So I'm taking a little bit of a break from wiring, gonna go back into the assembly side of things and start putting more stuff on the truck. So while I was waiting for those pieces to dry, went out, got the mail, and I got a couple of packages. So we're gonna open them up and see what I got. Pretty sweet black locks. I saw them on Rock Auto. Wasn't gonna buy them, but they were only 13 bucks for the whole set. You got both locks. You got a set of 2 keys. Comes with gaskets and hardware to install them, so couldn't really turn those down. Here we have door window felts. Windows. Have the window channel felts, as well as door weather stripping for both sides. So now that I got all that stuff unboxed, I think I'm just gonna throw this all on time lapse. All those parts I painted, I'm gonna put those on, and then I might jump into the doors, see what happens. Earlier I was kind of debating whether or not I wanted to go with the blue and black theme, or if I wanted to keep the chrome door handle and the chrome mirror and the chrome drip rail and all that. But after seeing the tinted windows with the black trim, and even this lock looks amazing in there, I think I'm gonna have to go with a black door handle, black mirror, and then do the drip rail as well, and then all the other moldings go black, because that looks really good, especially the tinted windows. I'm really a fan of that. It's not super dark. I think it's only a 35, honestly not sure. That's just what tint was on the windows when I got them. But I really like the way that looks. So I didn't film it, but this side's all put together. This side was actually even more ignorant than the other side, believe it or not, but it's all in there now. It's all put together properly. Side windows, both vent windows are in, kick panels are in, door weather stripping's all run and cut nicely. Off camera I also put in some of this clear protective film. There's a little bit of dust in the paint, so it's got some bubbles in it, but hopefully some of those will come out with sunlight. see how that looks after a little while. Might change my mind and go with the stainless ones, but this was free and I just wanted something to protect here while I was working on it as well. Been getting a lot of the wiring done off camera. OBD ports wired in, cruise control was wired in, gas pedal module wired in, and pretty much everything in this fuse block is pretty much all wired in now. This is all the front stuff, fuse block, and rear stuff. Simple as that. So that's gonna do for today's video. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe. We're gonna see you in the next one.